Hi, KOG here. Well, as you guys know, if you guys have been watching my videos on this, uh, one of my viewers asked me to do this, help them out, understand what is going on, and I did. I have a small following, and I I always try to help them out as best as I could, and that was it. But it seems like a whole lot of people are watching my content. It's kind of weird. And anyway, now while because I don't like all this negativity, but I thought there's a way that I could perhaps give something positive from this, and at the same time help you guys understand the mindset, maybe perhaps the root of all this fiasco. Now, this is from my experience of I started a startup since in my 20s, and I'm 56, so it's close to 30 years of being related to corporate structure, corporate workings, uh, doing it myself, all of it, IPs, all of it. Wrote many patents, fought over control, and all of it. Um, but from this experience, I have gained, I think I kind of, this is all what I think. So it is most likely, it has highest chance of this, whatever supposed to give you guys, is all nothing burger. But in my little head, I thought I could help some future entrepreneurs out there. Maybe one or two. Then I would have done something positive out of this, right? So here I go. The root of the problem is the perception, the meaning of that 20%. I know it's 18% to plus 2% for her helpers, whatever. But let's just call it 20%. It's too complicated. Now, from an idealistic entrepreneur that we know, he's thinking it's partnership. Okay? Now, from a non-entrepreneur, I'm going to call it NE from now on, and idealistic entrepreneur as IE. Now, for NE, she's thinking it's kind of like a signing bonus. Okay. Now, IE might have been telling NE all this stuff, explaining and everything. But NE can never get this. Many can never understand. And that NE is thinking this is a signing bonus, kind of. You'll get what I'm saying by the end. So there's a huge gap here. Now, to detach ourselves from all this craziness out there, the entertainment business, and I don't know how that works. So I'm gonna present this in a way that something that it's more tangible to us, because it's basically the same thing. You'll see. Okay, there's this awesome barista. He's IE. He's got like 4 bags of awesome coffee beans. It's almost magic. And it's newly sourced from all around the world. This is just awesome. And he has coffee making know-how. He's best barista. He should. He also has marketing structures and lines, contacts that he has always had. He has this marketing machine already moving from his past. and he puts in $1 million, let's say. This is all hypothetical, right? Now, but he has to do other stuff. So he wants somebody to make this, he wants to create this cool cafe and make this into a franchise and make a huge business out of it. But he needs somebody to do it. And people love cool looking cafes with awesome host, right? So he was looking around and met this lady, and he asked her, she's an interior designer. She sets up this cafe, awesome, beautiful, just cool as hell. And not like the picture, but really, she's got that. She has a wonderful sense of beauty and all that stuff. So here we go. And she does have cafe manager experience. She never owned one, but she was a cafe manager before. So he offers her 20% and says, let's make this cafe into a franchise. Are you in? Okay. Sounds similar, right? But that's why I say it's basically same thing. Doesn't matter what business you're in. Now, let's get into to understand the mindset of an entrepreneur. Let's look at the immediate risk of IE. Okay? Newly acquired beans, he's risking that. He also is, coffee making know-how, he's risking that because she might steal it. It's a know-how. And $1 million. He put in all the money. Okay? And also 20% of the company. Now, the risk of NE is zip. Nothing. Nada. None. Okay? Immediate risk. Just nothing. Now, on top of that, there's that ongoing risk. Let's see what ongoing risk could be. This is all made up. She sucks, she fails, and cafe fails. Okay. And he loses 1 mil, at least. That's a risk. She keeps 20% and doesn't even work and just leaves. What are you gonna do? You put all the money into interior and setup and everything is done, and then she just leaves with that 20%. Company's incorporated. What are you gonna do? So if you bring someone else to do it, she would always have that 20%. And if ever that company becomes very profitable, she's gonna come back with the 20% ownership and bite you on your butt. So that's a big risk. Immediately, she could sell that 20% to someone else and open a cafe across the street, right? She can also, the cafe could succeed. And then she start claiming that everything, this cafe is mine. It could happen because 20% is pretty substantial. And she might most likely not succeed, but it's gonna cause some chaos, like problem in operation or losing important workers, whatever. It could happen. Or later, when they're doing pretty darn good, she sells that 20%. It's different from the cafe across the street. Because you're doing pretty well here, and start, let's say, have like 10 franchises already in separate places. That's quite a lot of money. So she sells that 20%, and she opens a franchise, not a dingy cafe, but she becomes a major uh, uh, adversary. Okay? Let's look at ongoing risk for NE. Nothing again. Because she's getting bumped up salary while all this thing is happening. Right? Okay. Now, here comes the doozy. Entrepreneurs, even genius at what they do, they sometimes think other people think the same way as they do. Because to this guy, for an entrepreneur, he might be thinking, upfront, with all this freaking crazy risk, stupid risk, I'm offering 20% right up, man. And you haven't done nothing yet. This is how much I trust you to become my partner. In his mind, he's thinking, man, I showed you how much I trust you, man. We're partners now. Let's go together and have 100 different coffee shops all around the world, and we're gonna go public, and you make hundreds of millions of dollars. You can do it. I trust you. I believe you. That's why I'm taking all this risk, man. This is what's happening in this IE's mind. Now, this is just a story, so let's look into many of what any mind could be thinking at this point in time. Now, she has risk none, but she doesn't understand the value of the risk, because real business is all about risk versus return. She doesn't get it. Not only that, only experience in her life is receiving compensation for her work. Basically, that's what salary is, right? So she feels like she should receive something for her work every freaking month, and incentives and whatever. She's got to get it. She deserves it. That's what she's thinking. And this host of a cafe used to be a manager. All her life, it was about raising the personal value in a structure, within a structure. You started as an entry level, and then you go up and you go up, and you become a manager, and you got like section manager. So it was always about her value. Her work, her ability translates into her own value. And for like decades or more. And to them, this is what she might be thinking. Oh my God, I must be awesome. My value must be crazy high. Oh God. So this is the signing bonus. I'm so badass. Might be not 100%, but in her head. Now, IE could have explained to NE that this is partnership and we'll go together and this is the roadmap. She could tell her all about it, as I have before to my peers. But surprisingly, for many, many people, they can never seem to get it. Now let's look at their mind, what they're thinking when they become successful. This is IE's mindset. He's thinking, huh, man, I was smart to choose this one and give her the trust. I made a good choice. And yeah, let's keep going till the end, whatever the goal might be. But what Annie is thinking about, might be thinking about, is this. Holy crap, I made this happen. I'm great. I'm awesome. Therefore, I need more stock, more pay, more power, more bonus, and someone has to give it to me. Someone has to give it to me. Because that's how everything has been all her life. It's all about her value and doing something and getting paid for it. And at a certain point, she might also be thinking, you giving me nothing? Still 20%? Hey, signing bonus was 18%. You valued me at 18% from the beginning. And I did all this crazy stuff. And I made this company to, with 300, what do you call that? Franchises all over United States. And that's it? You don't give me nothing? That's unfair, man. Might be what she's thinking. Maybe not 100%, but it's in her head. This might sound ludicrous to you guys, but I've ran into this problem so many times in my life. I had this partner who he's a real good man. He works really hard, fair, righteous. I loved him like a brother. When I was down, he was one of the only people who stood by me. And then we got into, we started a business together as a partner. Same thing there. He doesn't call me, I can't call him, and that's it. Ended. He was an intelligent man. And I told him that, you're an entrepreneur, we're partners. But I still can't understand. They can't really seem to grasp it, really. Especially the part about the risk. Because they never took risk. They think they do because I have this certain power and control over this company, and this company has to do well, and this company is taking risk. But they haven't risked anything. But they don't want to, and they can't. Now, what you should do when you are partnering up with anybody, especially when you are not sure 100% that he doesn't have the entrepreneur gene or thing in him or her. You gotta, hedging risk is critical. You gotta minimize the risk. Not of the business, but risk of your partner. Okay? Even if you want to give that person 20% and you agree on it, you make it like, let's say, this is just hogwash, BS. This hypothetical, but for ease of understanding, let's say 2, 3, 5, 10. I give you 2% to start. When the first cafe does well, I'll give you 3% more. When you get to 10 franchises, I'll give you 5% more. And if we ever go public, I'll give you right to buy my 10% at face value, or the lowest value possible. And I basically give it to you. Now, bring in the corporate lawyers, figure out how to do this safely, fairly, if possible, if it's this doable, something like that. You figure out a way to minimize the risk of that person so that person will be motivated enough, however, wouldn't go nuts, okay? Now, let's look at all the risk that the IE used to have. She fails and cafe fails. Kick her out, get a new one, or give up 1 million because you failed. You chose the wrong lady, okay? Because cafe looks hideous and she's just nasty. She does nothing and just keeps 20%. And makes up stories like, oh, I have depression, my hand doesn't work, or whatever. You can't pin someone down that easily. And she just promises everything and just says, bye. My dog died. I don't know. It's only 2%. It's manageable. Treat it hostile and try to wipe it clean as much as possible. There'll be something left, of course, but it started from 2%, so minimizing would be easy. How about selling early and setting up her own little cafe because she got some money now? It's only 2%. She can't open a cafe. She's claiming that it's all hers. With 2% or even 5%, people will say, "You nuts, lady." So I don't think she would dare. And let's say become pretty darn big, like 100 stores or something, and then she sells that 20% and become a huge, danger to your franchise. 2%, too little to compete with you at this point. It's only 2%. And also sue her because her financial size is much smaller than yours. So just keep suing her until she's bone dry. That would work too. Or make her go to jail. So most of the risk has been minimized, right? But in reality, the risk has been a whole lot more minimized. Her mindset is not in any more mode. She's not an entrepreneur. So she's treated not like an entrepreneur. And this is the language she understands. I do something, I get 3. I do something this good, and I get 5. And I get way to this, and I get 20. And I'll be $100 million millionaire. This is something she understands, she's happy with, and that's the logic she has lived all her life with, and the kind of thought processes that is natural for her. So it really minimizes the risk. So what you should take away from my little bit of a rant today is that, first of all, never ever go into a partnership or start business with any types. just don't. If you have to, choose someone who is less capable, but let's say had a experience with starting a business and trying best he can and fell flat on his butt. And now he has lost his car and dog and wife. You would have a better chance. Because you know for a fact, at least you know what you're dealing with. Because a person who worked as a salary person for 30 years and walks out, and I have seen some crazy good entrepreneurs. I don't know what it is. It's a mystery to me. Some people just have it. Some people have the mindset. They might have stayed as a safe salaryman all their life because of his wife or his children or responsibilities or lack of chance. I don't know, but they become like crazy good businessmen as soon as they come out. I don't know, something like let's say Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think he started his business like when he was 60 or 70. All his life he was like a preacher. I don't know, nothing to do with business. And you can't make worldwide conglomerate like a Kentucky Fried Chicken or propagate it to a certain point just because your chicken tastes good. You gotta be a good businessman. So I have no idea what it is, but it is really difficult to identify. But if you're not sure, just don't go into partnership with them. Because, you know, business have ups and downs. Well, let's say the investment schedule is delayed and you're running out of money, let's say. It all happens to all the startups. Let's say some hard times. They'll be really unhappy when they can't get any payment. A real entrepreneur would be like, the first thing they will forego is their pay so that they can give it to just prolong the company so that you can give money to the employees. That's just how it is. But so, or when they stop getting payment or they can't get salary, they get really mad at you for other partners and they leave. They just do. And if things go pretty good, that's also a problem. They start thinking that they deserve a whole lot of stuff more because they worked and things are going well. Partner is not like that. It's like, you know, we are in this together. We do the best we can. And whatever we set, yes, I can give you more. And, you know, he might give me more and all that. But it is not demanded. It is basically within each other's boundaries. You go together and succeed and share the profit or value that you have created with whatever you set from the beginning or whatever you set in the middle. Okay? Once you start trying to change the relationship, it becomes it becomes nasty. So basically, entrepreneurs out there, watch out. Don't be naive. Don't think everyone thinks the same way. And if you have to go into any kind of partnership, you do it by making sure what breed of a person that is. And not everyone understands that it's all about risk and return, and that everybody can understand this. They can understand the words, but they can't understand the depth, to the bones, with their soul. I don't think they can understand it. What kind of courage and sacrifice you're willing to take for this dream or this goal. It is difficult to understand for most. So, in my ramblings and whatever things I've been saying, I think you guys can also maybe, hopefully, gain little insight, possible insight into the core of the problem with this fiasco. I don't know how this will end. I don't know how this will go. I don't know, because none of the evidence has been proven or nothing. We can deduce what the possibilities as best as we can with the available absolute informations. And also on top of that, righteous from dawn of time, only because right or righteous or in a right place or doesn't mean you win. That's just how it is. That's how it always been. Think about it. Let's just say you're fighting with somebody and the dude is a really bad person, but he has a grenade in his hand and we're in a small room. So if he throws that, we're both dead, or at least would be injured seriously. And I got more to lose because I got my babies. I got 7 babies that I love, or 50. I don't know. Just you got a lot more to lose compared to someone else. I don't know how this will end. But all I know is it seems dirty and ugh. So, I would gladly go back to just returning to reacting to K-pop. And K-pop reactions, you can't even make a single dime on it because it's always copyright protected, so you cannot monetize it. But I'd rather go there than doing this. So, but I hope there could be at least one, or someday 1 or 2 entrepreneurs of the future who would heed or at least think about the things I have said and use that to understand the world around them and perhaps apply it in their journey. So, and at least that's some positive that I'm giving to the world. So, thank you very much, and I hope if you like K-pop, I'll see you guys around. Bye bye.